10 weeks, one company, Green Threads. This video is a review of AI 105 to help you understand all of the little frameworks that we learned and how they tie together. You started out in this class like Marcus, the CEO, someone who made decisions based on his gut. And we're hoping that you leave this class balancing that with Jennifer, the CFO, who made her decisions based on data. Every framework we learned in this class, we learned because it made Green Thread make better decisions. In weeks 1 and 2, you came in like Marcus, making decisions based on your gut. If you remember, we called those opinion-based decisions. I think, or I feel, I heard a friend say. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not something that you can present to the board. So we learned our first framework, the CoStar framework of prompting, which stands for context, everything up until this point, objective, where we're looking to go, your style, tone, and then the audience and response that you're hoping to get from the LLM. Then in weeks 3 to 5, we moved on to the analytics stack. This is where you learned EDA, or Exploratory Data Analysis. Remember, this is what belongs on your resume. Because Austin's sales data was messy, there were different columns, some that had dollar signs, some didn't. And so the first thing you had to do was clean the data. And then once you clean the data and standardized it, then we learned how to make graphs or charts to represent that data. Also, we used the Fishbone Diagram. This is where you put the challenge at the head and then the different axes, like, is it a human challenge? Is it a market challenge? Is it an act of God challenge, etc., to really find what is the root cause of the problem. And in this case, we realized that it was the internet, the checkout button on Safari was down. So this really impacted Jennifer, the CFO, who made decisions based on data. And if we weren't getting good data, we weren't getting good decisions. So after we learned how to manage quantitative data, we moved on to managing qualitative data. As you recall, we wanted to go from just being data-based decisions where we were kind of like throwing a dart at the dartboard and making a decision based on where it landed. We want to identify the trend. One of the few things I really hope you walk away from class with is this desire to find the trend. You want to find multiple data points pointing in a direction. So this was happening with the Denver pop-up, if you remember. We found that 100% of the people who attended said that they would shop at the store. But when we dug deeper, we began to understand that it was an operations problem. It wasn't a brand problem. Everybody loved the brand, but if they didn't see plus size clothes on the rack, if the styles weren't in stock, or if the prices of basics was too high, we were going to lose customers. And this isn't just a pitch, right? This is storytelling. And at the end of week 9, we learned how to use storytelling as a way to deliver a strategic message. So what's the real transformation? In week 1, you said, I think maybe there's a problem, right? That was opinion-based. All the way to week 9, when you said, based on the data, a data-informed decision, you went all the way to a data-driven decision because you said, it's not just people in Denver like us, it's that the risk to our business, and that's a strategic insight, identifying risk, is that it's about pricing, it's about inventory, it's about sizing. That's what this course was all about. It was moving you from being opinion-based to data-driven and knowing how to use the LLM to take a messy data set, clean it up, and deliver a strategic recommendation. So, what I hope you take with you from this class is that whether it's ChatGPT 5, Claude 4, Gemini, whatever you use, and we learned in this class that every LLM's a little bit better at one task or another, it's the frameworks that matter. The frameworks don't change. What happened, why it happened, what now, and how we should react are the key elements of any junior analyst, senior analyst, or anyone running their own business. So next time someone puts a messy data set in front of you, whether again, as an analyst or as a business owner, you know where to start. You know exactly how to figure it out. That's your job and you're ready for it.